Hello guys, welcome back to Football Manager 2024 with me, your host Dean, and welcome back to our Bulgaria save where we're looking to make the Bulgarian leagues the best in Europe. Obviously that's quite some task. We're in it season 2, we have reached the end of season 2, but before we get into any of that stuff, we've got a little bit of news, and for the first time ever in a Football Manager save for me, I've had a son. His name is Joe. I can't believe I've actually had a son in Football Manager. He's not very good. He's unambitious, which is not great. He's also considered to be a selfish player. Well, that one's gone. He was considered to be selfish. Now he's obviously injury prone and not consistent either. At 15 years old, I am trying to make him the best I can possibly make him. But there we go. It says Dean Talentire, father, which is great. I've never had a son before. It's fantastic for me. Now, obviously, he has gone straight into the first team. Of course he has, because he's my son. And he scored 3 goals and got 1 assist with an average rating there of 7.32. He's actually done really, really well. Of course, I've given my number as well, 24. I don't know why it's my number. It just is my number. But we've got him playing as the trequartista in this system, and he's actually pretty good at it. His attributes are not too bad. Bear in mind he's 15. I am trying to make him develop as much as I can. According to this, he has got some potential to reach. So we will find out. Now then, since you were last here, we have made some transfers. Which, if we have a look down at the bottom of the screen here, you can see that the first player to come in was Chuka. He is coming on a free transfer. He is a 27-year-old Spaniard, can play sort of in that midfield, attacking midfield role. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists for us so far in his 7 games he has played. He has also picked up an injury as well. He's on £275 a week, so we are back over that wage budget. But for the level that we're playing at, he's very, very good. And we brought in a compatriot of his in Oscar Cole, another Spaniard, 24 years old, again on a lot of money, £240 a week, which is immense for us. It's absolutely massive money. Another really good player for this position, again, midfielder / attacking midfielder. So we've got some good squad depth in the midfield now. Again, he did spend some time on the sidelines, injured. 1 goal in his 5 appearances so far. Obviously, with the appearance of my son, these guys are sort of missing out a little bit, which favouritism, it's got to be done. And finally, the last one who came in was Jon Smirkov. He has come in on loan from our parent club, Levski Sofia. Now, because I'm an idiot and I messed up the 2 loan signings for the 2 strikers that we had in Diallo and Jobo, they went back after 6 months. So Smilkov came in instead, and he's 7 goals in 5 appearances is absolutely fantastic. I have managed to get Jobo back now as well. He went back to Levski Sofia for about 3 weeks, and I managed to get him back on loan. But Smilkov has done absolutely fantastic for us. But in terms of the finances, you can see that we're £176,000 in debt. We are currently £600 over the wage budget as well, which is not great. Not great at all. But I really have to get the players in to get us up the league. And in terms of where we are in that league table, you can see that we are currently sat at the top of that table. It has been a very, very good season for us. We're currently 5 points clear of Spartak Varna in second place. We've won 22 of our 31 games. We've scored 82 goals, which is the most in the league. Defensively, we're still not great. I think it's like the 9th best defence in the league, something like that. But we have had a fantastic season. And that's reflected in the average ratings. Myung has been brilliant, by the way. Myung, he's sort of missing out now that Joe's appeared. Balov with his 11 assists again he's done really, really well. In terms of goals, it's Jobo up there on 12. He's not going to quite catch up to the top guys, but it's decent, and it's reflected in the stats, which we'll have a proper look at when I do. I'm going to do a tactic video after this season for the tactic that we've been using. I'll have a look at these stats properly when I go through that. But scheduling wise, the last time you saw us was the away game to Kramovgrad, where we came from 1-0 behind to win the game 2-1. That was absolutely fantastic. and a very, very good win. However, guys, we couldn't carry that momentum into the next game against Pirin Blagoevgrad, and we succumbed to a 3-1 defeat in this one. We were 2-0 down at half-time. They made it 3-0 before Ivanov got one back for us. We were the better team, though. If you have a look at the match stats there in the middle of the screen, we were the better team, and we just unfortunately lost the game. Juan Pablo Montoya didn't have the best game in goal on a 6.3. And in the very next game, it was a cup game, and we were drawn against our parent club, which means we couldn't play any of our loan signings. And we succumbed to a 3-1 defeat. Ronaldo with a double, and Stefanov getting on the score sheet there for Levski Sofia. Halil came in for this game, and he did actually play quite well, and he got himself a goal. Back to league action though, guys, and we went away to Litex Lovech, and we picked up a 3-2 win in this one. 3-1 up at half-time. Goals from Kirillov and Balov, all in the first half. Litex Lovech did get one back in the 70th minute. A very, very even game there, you can see. It was just nice to get the win, really. And we continued that into the next game, this time at home, taking on Spartak Plevin. Stephen Kirillov with the only goal of the game, but you can see, again, from the match stats that we were much, much better team. But then we had a little bit of a shock result, and it was away to Chernomorets Burgas, and we did lose the game 2-1, despite being the better team. You can see that our sort of midfield three and Pamat Jobo there, their match ratings are very, very good. It was very, very disappointing to lose the game, and we dropped points, and we sort of had a little bit of a mid-season slump, shall we say. There was a few games where we weren't at our best, but we bounced back emphatically against Marista and picked up a 4-1 win in this one. Pamat Jobo bagging himself a hat-trick. Balov got the other one. Again, we were the much, much better team. You can see again that the match ratings in the midfield are very, very good, and it was pleasing to see Pamat Jobo hit his hat trick. He's not been prolific, let's put it that way. But in the very next game against September Sofia, it was a really, really poor result in the grand scheme of things. Alexander Petrov gave September Sofia the lead in the 24th minute. He then missed a penalty in the 41st minute. Montoya did save it, and you can see that he has picked up the man of the match performance. And it took a penalty of our own in the 94th minute from Chuka to get anything out of this game. The players then went on holiday for a month, and we came back after the winter break, and we took on Nesebar, who we did beat 8-0 on the opening day of the season. This time around, it was 4-2 at their place. Balov got a double, Aitov and Chuka again on the score sheet. Again, we were much, much better. We've registered 29 shots at goal. Again, the midfield three performing exceptionally well. Really, really good result. And probably the biggest result of the season was going away to Baro Stara Zagora. They are the favourites to win this division, relegated last season. And we went to their place and we dominated the game, really. Again, 24 shots at goal. Their goals come in the 91st minute, so we were comfortably leading at 2-0 through Smilkov and Chuka. Chuka again pick up the man of the match performance. He's had a really, really good time of it since he's come in. But again, the midfield, the front four really, really playing well. Defensively, we're very good as well. Bonalaire and Borisov both picking up good average ratings in that game. And we backed that up in the very next game against Krimovgrad, who have fallen away drastically, by the way, guys. They were joint top with us. And after we beat them the first time 2-1, they have just dropped and dropped and dropped. Again, relegated last season, one of the favourites to go up. But they came to Georgy Benkovsky Stadium and got beat 2-0. Smilkov with both the goals in this one, both coming in the first half. Again, it was another very, very good performance from the lads. And we continued that into the next game, away to Pirin Blagoevgrad. Again, I struggle to say Blagoevgrad, as you can probably tell, guys. We won 4-3 to continue our... We're unbeaten since the winter break, basically. Petkov got a hat-trick for Pirin there. Smilkov, Klementov and Myung getting on the score sheet for us. We scored the winner in the 84th minute. Atanasov did miss a penalty in the 13th minute. We edged the game marginally in terms of the match stats, but it was another good performance. Just a shame to concede those 3 goals. And we scored 4 in the next one as well. This time at home to Minor Pernik. Borisov getting the double, Pamajobo and Balov all on the score sheet in another good performance. And we made it 3 games in a row where we've scored 4 goals. This time away to Lokomotiv Gorna. Balov, Pamajobo and Aitov on the score sheets for this one. Again, another good performance. Next up was the home game to CSK 1948. Pamajobo getting both goals in the first half in this one before we conceded in the 71st minute. And this is the first appearance of Talantaja. There he is. He got his first start, a 6.5. The youth intake is very early April here in Bulgaria. So he came through immediately. He's straight in the first team. A 6.5 on his debut, not great, but he is 15, remember. He does now hold the record for the youngest ever player for Bdin. It was a good performance against CSK though. But this one was a little bit disappointing to drop points against Stumska Slava. We were 2-0 down at half time. We had to rescue it, and Joe Talantaja got the opening goal of his career, really, in the 61st minute before Kirillov completed the turnaround, really, and got us a point here. Joe played really, really well. A 7, which is crucial for development, for them to get good ratings, which is why it's a little bit of a risk for him to go straight into the first team. But in the very next game, we picked up a win away to Ludogorets' second team. And it was Joe on the score sheet again in the 24th minute. Smilkov and Kirillov getting the goals. Fantastic performance from the entire team there, with the exception of Pamajoba, who we did take off. Smilkov came off the bench and grabbed a goal for us. And then in the very next game, we took on Svetska Vista at home. And Joe scored for the 3rd game in a row. Took us to the 73rd minute to break Svetska Vista down in this one. Smilkov again on the score sheet from the bench again. Pamajobo not really doing it since he's come back. But Smilkov is 28 shots with 14 on target. Sneaked a 2-0 win. Their goalkeepers had a fantastic game as well. But it's good to see Joe getting on the score sheet. And then finally, it's been against Belasica. A 3-1 win, 2-0 up at half time. Smilkov, Oscar Kol from the penalty spot, and Balov getting on the score sheet. Joe's not had the best of game in this one. I'm probably going to talk about Joe a lot because it's a novelty to me. I've never had a sub before, and I really want to see him doing really well. We did perform better than Belasica though, and we did deserve the win. We've also made some changes behind the scenes, and we've managed to sign Milan Baros, the former Liverpool Aston Villa striker. At 43 years old, he's coming as a coach, which he plays similar formations to what we played, but he's a very, very good coach. Because he's Czech, I've also brought in a Ukrainian scout. That brings knowledge of different players for me as well to obviously to go forward with. I'm not just stuck to looking for Bulgarian players. I can bring some foreigners in as well. But today we have the opportunity to win the title here in the second tier and complete phase 2 of our journey. Phase 1 last season was avoiding relegation, which we did comfortably. Phase 2 is to get into the top flight. And we are at home to Spartak Varna, the team who are in second place. So a win today would absolutely guarantee us first position. And this is the lineup that we're going to hope to do it with. First of all, Montoya in goal. 41 conceded in 30 appearances, only 7 clean sheets is not fantastic, but I don't think it's all down to him. So defensively as well, we've not been good enough. But he's been a decent signing, has the Colombian. Atanasov, almost an ever-present this season, barring a couple of suspensions throughout the season. 6.95 for his average rating across the season, picked up 7 assists. He's been a very, very good signing for us. At centre-back today, we have Vasilin Markov. He has come in due to an injury to Borisov. Borisov's got quite a long-term injury. I think it's a fractured lower leg that he's got. So Markov has had to step up. The 24-year-old Bulgarian's contract is expiring at the end of the season, though. But he's made 7 appearances so far. He's got a 7.06 average rating, so he's done okay since he's come in. And alongside him is the man on loan from Levski Sofia. Again, almost an ever-present this season. A 6.88 average rating, 1 goal, 1 assist in his time that he's spent here. He's done pretty well for us. Left back, the man on loan from Slavia Sofia is Christoph for today. Had a really, really good season, a 7.08 average rating, 2 goals, 6 assists. Could maybe do a bit more with assists-wise. But again, he's played fantastically well for us. The midfield is going to be the 2 Spaniards. And first of all, it's going to be the ball-winning midfielder of Oscar Kol. and the box-to-box midfielder of Chuka. On the right-hand side, we have Christian Balov. Had a fantastic season, a 7.4 average rating, 29 appearances, 11 goals, 11 assists. He's been brilliant. He's been really, really good for us. And on the left-hand side is Steven Kirillov. Again, he's been really good, a 7.31, 9 goals and 3 assists. Not quite as many as Balov on the right-hand side, but he still had a very, very good season. In the attacking midfielder role is my boy. Of course it is. He's going to get the start today. 7.32 average rating in his 5 appearances is very, very good. And starting up top for us is going to be on loan from Levski Sofia, Yon Smilkov. He's been fantastic since he's come in, a 7.4 average rating with 7 goals in 5 starts, 3 from the bench. He's done exceptionally well. So as we get the game underway against Spartak Varna, they're in excellent form themselves, but you can see what I mean about Kramovgrad dropping right off the pace. They're currently 15 points behind us. We did get our first highlight in. It is a Bdin on the ball. It's Bonalaire. Feeds the ball inside to Markov, the standing centre-half for today. Into Kol, the Spaniard. Balov, he's fouled, but Atnasov gets the ball. The referee plays the advantage. Back into Balov again. Can he pull it across? He doesn't need to. Christian Balov gets his 13th goal of the season in the 8th minute. For Bdin, and that is championship winning stuff there, guys. If we can hold on to that, it's really, really good play. Good advantage played by the referee as well, I have to say. But well done for Balov for continuing his run. The defenders didn't go with him. It's a really, really good finish from the Bulgarian. 20 minutes on the clock. Balov with the opportunity again. That's a little bit of a poor free kick from Balov there, though. That was quite wayward. But we again have the opportunity down the right hand side. It is Balov back to Atanasov. Inside to Smilkov in the area. Joe's there for his 4th of the season. Joe Talentai gets his 4th of the season. The 15-year-old, bear in mind, 15 years old Englishman. He's got Bulgarian as well as a second nationality. In the right place at the right time, really. Smilkov and the defender both missed it, and Talentai is just there to pop it in at the back post, and it's 2-0, guys. And that's just going to move us 8 points clear with only 6 remaining. So, like I said, we would be the champions of the Bulgarian second tier, and we can start to look to next season and survival really against in the top tier against the big boys. And approaching half time now, Hristov finds it Kirillov. Hristov again looks for Kirillov, gets the ball back off the defender. Inside to Smilkov. Joe has another effort. This time it's blocked behind for the corner, which I think Kirillov's going to come across and take. He is. It's Kirillov. Towards that near post, we've got something on it. It's Markov, the central defender. It's gone behind again for another corner, which again Kirillov is going to take. Towards that near post again. No, he's gone deep this time, looking for Atanasov. Talentai is on the edge of the area. Can he deliver the ball back into the box? He does. It's a good cross towards that back post. Spartak Varna do manage to clear the ball away. Corner on the right-hand side, though, still in the first half. Chuka this time getting it towards that front post. Markov with the overhead kick. Oh my word, he's the central defender. That would have been some goal if that had gone in. At half-time, guys, we are thoroughly on top in this game. And like I say, this is the championship, the promotion coming to Bdin. Into the final 20 minutes, we have Balov with the free kick again. This one looks like it's gone a little bit closer. In fact, to the point where the goalkeeper's had to make the save. Which Kirillov comes across to take the resulting corner. Towards that near post again, gets it back. No, he's let it go out of play for... It's gone for a throw-in for Spartak Varna. Why did Kirillov let that one go out of play? Maybe he thought it came back off a Spartak player and it was going to be his throw-in. But we're approaching the final 10 minutes now, guys, and our stint in the second tier for now is coming to an end. Obviously, you can see that the attendances have started to pick up. We're out up to 539. We've picked up about 200 fans in the second half of this season. But that is the end of the game, guys, and we are the Vitora Liga champions at the second time of asking. I don't think Bdin have ever been in the top flight in Bulgaria. I could obviously be wrong with that though, but yeah, really, really good to pick up the win. And the boys get ready to lift the trophy aloft, which they do now. All the confetti comes down, the fireworks going off. And Bdin at the second time of asking. We've completed phase 2, guys. Phase 2. Now the real fun starts going into next season, where we've got to try and survive. Right, guys, I still do have 2 games to go through this season, but I think on the 10th of May, we've got all of the Bulgarian teams out of Europe now. So we are going to have a quick look at what's happened in terms of them in Europe. Ludogorets Razgrad, first of all, let's have a look at them. And they were in the Europa League. They were in the qualifiers this time around. First of all, they were drawn against Austria Klagenfurt. They did go through 4-3 on aggregate there against Austria Klagenfurt. So that's some coefficients. Next up was against Panathinaikos, which they won again on penalties. So again, some coefficients. They also knocked Maribor out in the 4th round, 3-1 on aggregate, before getting to the Conference League phase proper, which is really, really good. Lost to West Ham, wins against Hoffenheim, draws with Partizan Sarajevo, lost to Apollon Limassol, which is a little bit of a letdown. They made it to the knockout playoff. They made it to the round of 16. They made it to the quarter-final of the Europa League before losing to Partizan. That is really, really good for Ludogorets. That is some good coefficients for us. In terms of the reigning champions, Levski Sofia into the Champions League qualifying. A 9-3 win over a team called Arsenal. I'm not quite sure which country they're from. They did get knocked out by Ferencváros, though, in the next round before dropping into the Europa League qualifying, where they were knocked out by Olympiacos, which means they did get into the Conference League phase as well. They did qualify from that only to the knockout playoff, though, where they were beaten by Dnipro. But again, we've got a team to the latter stages of European competition. Botev Plodiv did also qualify for Europe. They went into the Conference League path, second qualifying round, drawn against AEK Athens, and unfortunately lost 4-2 on aggregate. And the final team was CSKA Sofia, again into that Europa Conference League path, second qualifying round, where they've been beaten 2-1 on aggregate by Randers. So in terms of what they've actually managed to earn us in terms of coefficients this season in Bulgaria, and it looks very, very promising. They've earned us 7 coefficient points this season, which at the end of the season is going to jump us up to 23.37 from our 20.5 so far. So nearly 3-point gain, which should move us up a couple of positions. There's one team below us, nation below us, who've gained more, which is Slovakia. So they're going to jump above us, but we're also going to jump above Hungary here. So in fact, we're actually going to stay static, aren't we? Because we've got Slovakia coming up above us, and we've got Slovakia, Hungary coming down below us. So we're actually staying static as things are for this season. But that is the end of the episode, guys. It's been a fantastic season for us so far. You can see my other hot prospect who came through my youth intake there. He's a 15-year-old goalkeeper. He's driven this one. He's got a much better personality, and you can see I've got a note on him. That's what this little yellow thing next to his name is. It means I've made a note on him to obviously keep an eye on his progression, because he's another one who I'd like to progress. His pros are much better than Josiah. He's consistent, again, driven. So hopefully he can develop into something good as well. But I've got a busy pre-season now, obviously trying to get us ready for the top flight, where it's going to be a difficult season and probably one that we're going to struggle in, to be entirely honest. That is for the next episode, though, guys, where we'll obviously go through transfers, the league structure, stuff like that, and we'll hopefully have a decent season. But until then, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.